Let's take a look at our tail of the tape for this lightweight quarterfinal, the final lightweight quarterfinal. 5-inch reach advantage for the taller, leaner, longer Nate Andrews. But actually the leg reach advantage goes to Chris Wade, who has been much more active in his kicks since joining the Professional Fighters League roster. Lillian Garcia will get these lightweights going.
This is the last quarterfinal fight in the lightweight division. It is brought to you by SeatGeek. Score the best deals on tickets. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, he is a striker, standing at 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 156 pounds. In 18 professional bouts, he has a record of 16 victories and 2 defeats. He is the number 6 seed, fighting out of Providence, Rhode Island, Nate the Snake Andrews. His opponent, fighting out of the red corner, he is a wrestler, standing at 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 155 pounds. In 21 professional bouts, he has a record of 16 victories and 5 defeats. He is the number 3 seed, fighting out of Islip, New York. Here is the Long Island Killer, Chris Wade. Your referee in charge, Chris Tyone.
Chris Wade in the red trunks representing Long Island. Nate Andrews representing Rhode Island in the gray. Quarterfinal bout, 2 rounds.
Ready, sir? Here we go.
The Professional Fighters League lightweight action. Andrews comes out in the southpaw stance, as does Wade. Wade closes distance, body lock, and presses Nate Andrews against the cage. We saw some of this in their first bout, Randy, and it was actually a lot harder for Wade to get Andrews to the ground than he first estimated.
Yeah, as he admitted, he was a lot tougher and a lot better at this than he realized or gave him credit for. I don't think he's going to make that mistake again. I think he's prepared for what Andrews brings to the cage and to this fight. I think this is smart. Wade's going to take a little steam, a little energy, a little of that zip off of Andrews. Make him pummel, make him fight off that fence, make him change positions and scramble out of these positions.
Andrews able to swap positions here. Now he's attempting to take down inside of Wade's corner.
Left hand dig. Left hand pummel, Chris. Left hand underhook. High.
And Nate Andrews able to drag Chris Wade to the mat, scoring the first takedown of this fight. Right back to his feet goes Chris Wade and tosses Nate Andrews, landing in the guard of the snake.
That was Nathan Schultz-esque.
A little hip toss, Greco-Roman or judo hip toss, and effective.
And Chris is grinding Nate's head up against the fence, and that's uncomfortable. You can see it on Nate's face.
A lot of pressure here from on top for Chris Wade.
Same thing, he's put his head right at the top. And the angles, I want your head on that cage. They'll be flying. The angles, I want your head on that cage.
Several times tonight, Randy, we've seen guys in this position pressing their opponent up against the cage. If you want to do real damage, you've got to elevate, you got to get your hips in.
Chris Wade has to get his hands off the mat, get him up in front of him, get his hips in and his head's up. Andrews trying to find a way out.
Andrews throwing his legs up to a high guard here, trying to keep Chris Wade from landing damaging blows on top. So far, he's been effective. Nothing serious landing as these fighters grapple right in front of our broadcast position.
And it looks like Nate Andrews is attempting to work an omoplata, but Wade is up too high.
Big left hand comes down from Chris Wade.
Here's the hips in, head up position, and you can find those holes and land those big shots. Gravity is your friend right here.
If you're on top.
That's it. The wrist control and turn.
Andrews temporarily scrambling to go a little north-south, thinks better of it, comes back to the same position. 2 minutes remaining in round number 1 of this quarterfinal lightweight bout. Fight twice, win twice for both of these lightweights. Whoever wins will move on to face Loic Rajabov in semifinal action later tonight. Andrews reaching under, grabbing the leg of Chris Wade, trying to turn his body perpendicular.
And Wade is trying to turn Andrews back away from the fence, not allow Andrews to use that fence as a pressure point so that he can try to work his leg over Wade's face for an armbar potentially.
Those are good hard shots on top from Chris Wade.
Thudding shots into the ear of Nate Andrews on the bottom. Powerful ground and pound from Chris Wade. Not landing a lot of shots, Randy, but the ones he's landing, he's making them count.
Absolutely. And I would rather have 5 of those really good busters than 50 of those little rabbit punches.
This is exactly what he wants. Get some space.
You hear that, Sean? Randy's about quality, not quantity.
Yep, keep going right there.
Well, Randy's never been a Professional Fighters League champion, so I'm just...
You're about quantity, the $1 million kind, huh? And this, Chris Wade, his elbow's out.
Armbar attempt from Nate Andrews. Unsuccessful as Wade able to pull his right arm out from between the legs of the snake.
And if Wade can get away from that wrist control that Andrews has on Wade's left arm, he can throw his hips forward and pass the side control. But Andrews recognizes that he's not going to allow Wade to slide by. Wade has an opportunity right here.
Inside 30 seconds here in this first round of lightweight quarterfinal action. A couple other big left hands from Chris Wade.
In this position, if Wade was to throw his hips forward and pass Andrews' knee, he would have been able to pass, but the position's gone now.
10 seconds left. Chris Wade will go to work to try and put a punctuation mark on this grinder of a round. Round 2 when we return. Sean O'Connell, Randy Couture, and Yves Edwards, and you see there Loic Rajabov advancing to the semifinals. It's not just about what you do on a fight twice, win twice night in the cage. It's recovery between those bouts, and you see him getting the star treatment there from his team.
Must be nice.
Get a little rub down, get the blood flowing.
Andrews attempts a flying knee to open round number 2. Nate Andrews in the gray, Chris Wade in the red.
Andrews recognizes that he's down on the judges' scorecards, and he's got to make space if he wants to affect his offense, because this is where Wade has been most effective in the one round that they fought so far.
Chris Wade not willing to exchange or get into that tit-for-tat fight. He goes right to the clinch again, ties him up, puts him against the fence. He's going to try and find a way to work his way to putting Nate Andrews back on his back.
A grimace from Nate Andrews as he's feeling that pressure against the cage. Round 1 was a lot of Chris Wade grinding his way to a successful round. Can Andrews stay here at distance like he told us he wanted to in the fighter meetings? Side kick from Chris Wade. There's that long left hand from Andrews and a jab. The left hand lands that time on a kick. Knee lands for Nate Andrews. And up and down, Chris Wade picks up the snake and dumps him to his backside against the cage.
I don't like the look that I saw on Nate Andrews' face when he went down. He looked a little frustrated to be put on his back again. He's got to work to get up.
He has less than 4 minutes to make something happen here in quarterfinal action.
You can see by our fight tracker here that 94% of this fight has been spent right here in this position with Chris Wade on top, grinding it out.
And Randy, you talk all the time about dictating where the fight happens, and Chris Wade, outside of those brief striking exchanges, he's been very successful in making sure that the fight happens exactly where he wants it to.
Well, and if you look at the difference between the way Mamadov did this same thing, it was out of desperation and it looked like he was trying to avoid fighting Loic. Chris has been very active, damaging, a lot of ground and pound, a lot of punches. Mamadov didn't get any of that done from the top position.
Yeah, if takedowns are not enough, unless you're in a wrestling match, there has to be some offense from the top. So far, we've seen that from Chris Wade more in round 1 than here in round number 2, as he's aggressively figure forward on that leg of Nate Andrews. Does not want to let the snake get back to his feet.
Does not, but what Nate Andrews needs to do is he needs to work that left leg free. He's allowing Chris Wade, exactly, he's doing the right job here. Now, get some pressure on Chris Wade's head. Chris Wade is smashing Andrews up against the fence. He's got to push Wade's head off of him. Wade's going to get back to those legs unless he can turn the corner. Andrews has to turn the corner just like that.
Gets himself out from a bad position and goes right back to work trying to take down Chris Wade. Strategically, is that the right move here, Yves?
I mean, we got to wait and see how this works out, because I would have said no, but he got the takedown.
And I would have agreed with you. He needed to back off, make Chris Wade come out into the open and get into those exchanges again. Use his long kicks and punches.
I can't be wrong if Randy agrees with me.
Andrews almost able to work onto the back of Chris Wade with the counter wrestling from Wade. Now more of a neutral position, although Andrews does have him in a front headlock situation. They get back to their feet. Less than 2 minutes remaining. Nice left hand there from Andrews.
Now, Andrews has got to get back to his technique. He's getting a little wild looking for the big shot.
There's a shovel uppercut attempted.
Nice slips by Chris Wade.
Wade does what he needs to, gets underneath that offense and back to a takedown attempt against the cage.
And that's a little bit of inexperience fighting on the big stage. He's getting wild looking for the big shot out of frustration, and Wade is able to get into position to attack with the takedown.
Wade reaching inside the thigh of, Andrews reaching inside the thigh of Chris Wade there looking for the switch, but he'll settle for the heavy sprawl on the back of Chris Wade's neck and head here. Heavy pressure from Nate Andrews, but he needs offense at this point in the fight.
Yeah, Nate Andrews should take one of his palms, cup the back of Chris Wade's neck, and just stuff his neck into the mat, walk away, and check his elbow, push his elbow away so he can circle away in a direction that Chris Wade cannot follow.
Now Andrews once again on the back of Chris Wade, cross body here. He's got 30 seconds left to make something happen. Wade able to pull his head out, finds himself back on top as the second round winds down to a close.
And that may be the edge that Wade needs to get the judge's nod if this becomes a draw, because he's the one finishing on top. He's the one who's had the most control. Although Nate Andrews did well in this round, I think Wade has just edged it out just a little.
Round 2 comes to a close here on ESPN+. There's Nate Andrews inside of his corner.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. And the totals are 19-19, 20-18, and 20-18. All for your winner by majority decision and advancing to the semifinals in the lightweight division, Chris Wade!
So Chris Wade with a victory, his second victory of the season over Nate Andrews. He will advance to a semifinal matchup with Loic Rajabov. Semifinals are set here at Mandalay Bay in the effort to move forward to a New Year's Eve championship. Schultz and Aliev, Wade and Rajabov. Fight twice, win twice. Caroline Pierce has Chris Wade inside the cage.
Thanks, Sean. I do indeed. Congratulations, making it to the semi-finals for the second time in a row. You knew that Nate was tricky and tough. You said so after the last fight. Do you think he made any of the adjustments necessary, or was it as tricky a fight as before?
No, he didn't. I knew he wouldn't be able to. State champion from New York. He's from Rhode Island. You don't learn how to stop takedowns in 6 weeks, so I knew he couldn't win that fight.
Talk to us about the strategy going into this fight and if it played out as expected. I know you haven't wanted to leave it in the hands of the judges based on what happened last year, so were you nervous at all leaving it to that point?
Yeah, well, listen, I know I have to fight again, so that's in the back of my head. You don't want to take too much damage, get into a 10-minute striking fight with somebody as talented as him on his feet. So I want to control that fight, limit the damage, and now it's time to take it to this guy in the semis and punch my ticket to New York.
Well, in the semis, you will have Loic Rajabov. What do you think of that matchup?
I love it. Let's go.
Okay, let's go indeed. We'll see you in those semifinals. Chris Wade.
Thank you.
Back to you, Sean.
Thank you, Caroline. Chris Wade and Loic Rajabov coming up.
Yeah. Get ready. Listen. What what you wanna do. If you don't strike first, that's when they gon' come at you. Yeah. And you know it's true. Don't let your life get worse. Being timid, that ain't cool. Nah.